Welcome to today's video. We are finally going to make this instrument cluster work again. After 2 months of it sitting here in the garage, um, we're going to take some time, get in here, and replace that microcontroller on here and get it back up and running. Uh, Unfortunately, I still haven't gotten the microcontroller from China yet, but we're just going to go ahead and that instrument cluster that has four gauges on there, we go ahead and flash it with the data off of this MCU, put it on there, pull the MCU off of the other board, and put it on this board. It looked like it's about the same amount of work to swap the chip as it is to move the motors over and all of the components that go along with it. I think I can swap the MCU faster, so we're gonna go that route. But yeah, plus it's good practice for once I finally do get the new MCUs in from China. They're still sitting with customs, so I should get them within a week. But yeah, let's get this one done. So first I gotta go pull the MCU off the other board, and then we'll get going on this one. Okay, so let's get this microcontroller off of here because this is the diesel uh, 6 gauge cluster here that has the faulty microcontroller. So let's go ahead and get that off of here, and we'll just remember that it's written on. I mean, I have other boards to verify, but text reads the way you would expect to looking at it, and you have circle marking there and going there, so the two circles line up. I'm pretty sure you can put that on upside down, but let's go ahead and get this off. This is gonna have a lot of thermal mass here, so this is gonna take a minute to get this whole chip off. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over to the microscope now and take a look, and then I'll clean it up, get all the conformal coating that's underneath it off to get ready for the next chip to come onto here. Okay, so now we have the MCU that I'm going to put on here. I already went ahead and programmed it beforehand, so it's got the diesel program on here. Already got took the old EEPROM off. I got the, I mean not EEPROM, sorry, microcontroller off. So now it's time to get the new one and stick it on here. Alright, so that was painful to try to record. I had to just go once around it while recording and then stop recording because I cannot get the trinocular to be in focus with the eyepieces in focus at the same time. So I had to just go around it real quick so you could see what's going on, and I had to go back and clean off all of the solder blobs from blindly soldering it on there. So let's go ahead and clean it. Some of this flux off. I already gave it one wipe down, but still got some left. And we'll give it that first power up and make sure that we successfully swapped it over. So you just get all this alcohol off. I'm going to take another look under the microscope real quick right here just to make sure. Yep, looks good to me. Let's go ahead and give it some power. Alright, so let's power this thing up. Grab the plug. And moment of truth. Did I successfully solder this on? This thing is taking a minute to boot up. And we're booting up. And we are continuously working without heating up the chip. So, yeah, it looks like this one is a successful repair. This one is not with a chip sourced from China yet. I'm still waiting on those to make it through customs. However, this is successfully taking the chip off of one board, programming it with the diesel program through the JTAG port, and then swapping them over, which I would say swapping a chip's harder than just taking it off and putting a new one on, because you got to take it off the other board, and it's easy to bend some of the pins when you take them off and stuff. So, yeah, if I can do this, I can definitely do the other one. As long as I can flash the other one, it'll be an easy repair. So, I'm happy with the way this turned out. Sorry I couldn't get a better recording of doing it. So let me put this guy back together. It's been 2 months. This instrument cluster has been with me for almost 2 months now, and the customer has been driving without an instrument cluster for 2 months. He sent me a message a couple of days ago and was like, "Hey, by the way, I still haven't bought a new instrument cluster." I was like, "Oh, I think I'll have yours fixed." But yeah, he went to the junkyards and they wanted like $200 or something. I can't remember. He said they wanted way too much for another one of these clusters. So I don't know how much way too much was. Um, but he never got a replacement and never said anything. So I been using this as a test subject because I thought it was an abandoned cluster. I didn't think the guy was ever coming back for it. But now he has a repaired cluster, and that's why I just pulled a good chip off another board and put it on there for him. Is because he's been without it for so long. I just wanted to get it back up and running for him. Um, but yeah, let's get this thing back together, and we'll go from there. So let me go grab all the parts for it and find them all. While I put this thing back together, I'm just going to talk about this JTAG a little bit with you guys. So in doing this, I've run into a couple of problems and solutions throughout. One of the problems I ran into originally was the I was getting it where it wouldn't write sometimes. It wouldn't read back to it through the JTAG port. The solutions I'd come up with for that was I had moved my ground that I was using closer to the actual microcontroller and slowed down the clock speed. And then finally, I had to play with my power supply a little bit too. The interference from it, I have a really cheap DC power supply. It's like one of the cheapest ones you can get from AliExpress, and that was giving me some feedback issues. So definitely, if you're having it where it's not reading the chip, make sure you gotta like try moving your ground closer. If you can't move the ground any closer, try dropping your clock rate that you're using through JTAG down a little bit. And if that doesn't work, then start messing with your power supply. Um, I found if the power supply is above 12 volts, if it's around 13, 14 volts, is when I start to have more problems. So I just kind of turn it down to like 11.8 to 12 volts when I'm actually doing the programming on here. So those work for me. Um, the other thing I've run into with this is trying to do some bin patching and just playing with the bin. What I found on there is because I got asked like, hey, can you change the error messages on there and just do something funny? and ran into with that the problem you have is that there's a checksum on there. So if you let me let this boot all the way up. So if you just start playing with it, it's not gonna work right out the box. You're gonna have to also change that CRC checksum that's in there. CRCs are technically not checksums, but it's a similar technique. But I'm not a programmer. I don't know enough about that. I have asked the questions though. I posted some questions on Stack Exchange and a couple of different forums asking, hey, how do I do this? You know, I know this is what's going on. Now, how do I overcome this? I haven't gotten any answers yet, so I don't have a technique yet for overcoming that CRC. But I mean, I really don't see any point in changing the bin other than it'd be kind of funny to change the messages showing up there. But there's no real point in playing with the bin. I've decompiled the bin and looked at it because I was hoping to kind of find out some more about the messages that the can do on here. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to mess with. So, let's see, did I get that one lined up right? Boot up. Yeah. Alright. Well, it looks like I still got some adjusting to do on here. But yeah, that's about it. So, hopefully y'all like the video. Give it that thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. But, yeah, I think we have a successful repair here. So it was a long one. Took a while to figure this out. The next step in doing these repairs is just getting that part from China, and I'll put it on. Let me grab the board. I'll be putting it on this board. It's not prepped. I haven't cleaned off all of that nasty conformal coating, but yeah, I'll put it on there and confirm that that works. So I still got a test subject for it. Now I just need to make some money off of these and recuperate some of the money that went into doing this project. But it was a pretty interesting project. I hope you guys liked it. And maybe y'all can share this video with your friends. Maybe if you help me grow some subscribers on here. But I'll see you on the next video. Bye.